3 knots. That's it. Quit making this so complicated. You need 3 knots in bass fishing as far as I'm concerned. At a max, 4. I'm going to tell you what my 3 knots are. My 3 knots are a Palomar knot. A Palomar knot is what I use to attach any bait that I fish with on braided line, monofilament line, or copolymer line. Okay? It's that simple. Doesn't matter what the type bait, doesn't matter what the size pound test line. If it's that type of line and I tie it directly to my lure, I'm going to tie it with a Palomar knot. The next knot is a San Diego jam knot. Same thing applies here, but just with fluorocarbon line. Any lure that I fish with, if I tie it to a piece of fluorocarbon fishing line, I'm going to tie a San Diego knot. I just feel like of all the ones that I've tested, it's the strongest, it's very simple to tie, and it's the best. The third one is absolutely, for me, the FG knot. I know there's a lot of different conversations about that out there. You can find all kind of arguments to get into, and I'm not looking to get into one here, guys, but for me, the FG knot is a knot that I have settled on that is the best when tied correctly, and it can be a little tricky to tie, but when tied correctly, the FG knot goes through my rod guides and performs from a strength standpoint the best to me whenever I'm attaching a piece of fluorocarbon leader or monofilament leader, copolymer leader, any kind of a leader material that I want to attach to a braided mainline. And you know, that's not just for spinning rods for me anymore. I've got to where I'm flipping now with braid with a fluorocarbon leader a lot of times. I'm throwing top water a lot of times with braid with a monofilament leader. Every spinning rod that I own now pretty much contains a spool of braid with some length or pound test of a fluorocarbon leader. So that kind of got started in just a spinning rod realm, but it has grown out of that for most of us. It definitely has for me. The only other knot that I can think of that you need to learn how to tie is a loop knot. There is a time and a place. Most of the time it's on top water baits, sometime on jig heads. Some of these little live scope heads, I think a loop knot's really good on. Top water baits, walking baits, loop knot's fantastic. Now the loop knot that I tie, I can't tell you what the name of it is, so I'll have to make a video of me showing how I tie it. But a loop knot is hands down a useful knot at times, but it's a very niche knot. It's not a knot that I tie every time that I go fishing. But if you'll learn how to tie a Palomar, learn how to tie a San Diego, and learn how to tie an FG knot, you will be fixed for the rest of your days on the knots that you will need to catch a bass.